Okay, listen, content creators stay broke not because they lack talent or followers, but because they're stuck in a manual sales process that burn time and kill conversions. While their real money comes from building an automated operation system that sells while you create. You've got 50,000 followers, you create content every single day, but you're still living paycheck to paycheck from brand deals. And the real reason is not because of your content. It's not your audience, it's your operating system. Today, I'm going to uncover 3 pillars that you need to really keep in mind if you want to optimize your audience and earn real passive income. Right now, you're spending 3 hours a day in your DMs trying to close sales. That is not a business. That is a side job you didn't ask for. When you're manually selling, you're closing maybe 10% of interested people. That means 90% of potential revenue walks away because you don't have a system that nurtures and converts for you. Every hour you spend selling is an hour where you're not creating content, and content is what builds your audience. You're stuck in a loop where selling prevents you from growing, and not growing means you have to keep selling manually. So there are 3 enemies that are keeping you stuck, and enemy 1 is generic marketing agencies. They sell you the same marketing funnels that they build for dropshipping stores. They don't understand that your audience isn't traffic, it's a relationship. When their aggressive tactics erode trust, they blame your content quality and keep collecting their retainer. Because here's the thing, selling to cold traffic versus selling to a warm or even hot audience with people that genuinely have a relationship with you are completely different things. And trying to implement one tactic on another will completely destroy conversion rates and can even break trust totally with your audience. Something that you've spent years building up. Enemy 2 is course sellers, and not all course sellers, but a lot of them. They sold you a dream in a dashboard, gave you 47 modules but 0 accountability. When the launch flops, they say you didn't execute well enough. But the real problem is that their strategy was never customized to your actual audience. Enemy number 3 is cheap freelancers. Again, not all freelancers, not all cheap freelancers, but a lot of them. They build exactly what you ask for, even when what you're asking for is wrong, just because they don't really care about the results. As long as they're getting their paycheck, they're good, you know? Again, I'm not talking about everyone, I'm talking in general. But this leads to your landing page sounding generic. Your emails feel very robotic and it doesn't sound like you at all. And your DM scripts don't match your voice for a second. And it doesn't convert because your audience can feel that something is really weird. Like, it just creates this weird feeling with you, between you and your audience, which you don't want. Like, if you're gonna have someone write out the script, write out the funnels, you know, do all of the copywriting, you want to make sure that they are actually doing it for your best, because that's when they're actually gonna put in some time and effort into making sure that it actually sounds like you, that it doesn't sound pushy or just looks good on paper, but it actually isn't good for your audience, because they feel pushed and they feel like this is not who I am following, or this is not why I followed. So you have to make sure that if you're working with a person, that person is in it for your best interest and wants you to succeed in the long term. That's why I always like long-term relationships way more than just one-off freelancing stuff. And that moves me into pillar 3 of what you actually need. Someone who actually cares. Someone who only succeeds when you succeed. Deep audience research so that your offers are based on real feedback and demand and not just assumptions. Automated funnels and DM systems that qualify and convert while you sleep, either automated or having someone else do it for you. Because your main focus as a creator should always be creating content, because that is what actually drives your growth. You should Also, always optimize for weekly audits, because what works today might stop working tomorrow. Like, especially in the day and age we live in right now with social media, trends come so fast, but they die out so fast as well, because everyone starts using the same things, and you want to stay ahead in the game always to see the best results. So why this changes everything, like these small details can make such a difference, because when you have a real operating system, your income becomes predictable, your time goes back to creating, and your audience gets better content because you're not burnt out from manual selling all the time. So, final key takeaways: if you are actually posting about your expertise, giving value to your audience, and they are, clearly showing interest in what it is that you're teaching, you don't have a content problem. You don't have an audience problem. You most probably have an operating system problem. And to be honest, the only way to fix it is to stop patching together a bunch of freelancers and start building real infrastructure, a ecosystem, as I like to call it, because you see again and again and again people that are moving mountains, people that are really moving to the top, they all have an ecosystem built in place. Large scales, smaller scales, it does not matter. It works the same, and especially for content creators who has an audience. If you have questions about anything that I just went through, feel free to comment or message me on my Instagram. I'm gonna link it down below. If there is something else that you would like me to go over, don't hesitate to comment, and I will see what I can do. Maybe I can make a video on it, most probably will. And in the next video, I'm gonna break down the exact launch strategy story sequence on Instagram that is making millions. I'm gonna explain why it works, how it works, and how you can implement the exact same thing for your launch if you have decided that you want to launch a program. And if you feel like you would rather let someone else handle everything regarding building, scaling, marketing, launching the program or programs like info products for your audience, feel free to message me on Instagram as well. That's what I do for a living, and we can see if I can do something for you. Yeah, that's it for today's video, and I will see you in the next one if you want some sauce.